Hello and welcome back to another playthrough of Austerlitz for a scenario in Napoleon's Eagles. This time I'm going to try my hand at playing the Austrians and see if I can put up a better defense than the AI did against me. So I've kind of split my units up this way, a little defensive Ulm, but not overly committed there. And I've separated these units out. The idea is that Hiller will hopefully make his way through this pass, and Charles is going to try to make his way through here to end up defending out here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so he's sent Napoleon down here to lead the attack of Innsbruck. And is attacking kind of as you'd expect up here. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to duck any of my units into cities. If you defend inside of a city, I'm reasonably certain that your strength points are doubled. So this would be a 4 instead of a 2. But the disadvantage is that if your morale gets reduced to 0, I think you just surrender. And in neither case do I think that's a particularly good idea. So I'm just going to defend in both cases. You can see I could retreat them into the city, but in neither case am I going to do that. So I lost 1 strength point in Innsbruck and lost 3 there. That's rough. Yeah, that was rough. Innsbruck, I'm going to have to retreat from Innsbruck too because I lost low on morale there. So I'm not going to commit anybody additionally. I'm not interested in further rounds of combat. So mandatory withdrawal. This unit is going to withdraw to there. He got a little bit lucky that he didn't have any cavalry pursuit there. This unit, game's very laggy when you're trying to select for mandatory withdrawal. Gonna return to there. He loses a unit to cavalry withdrawal, and then I will retreat him to there. I think that's everything. Okay. So, new turn. I get some reinforcements. And now I've got land movement. So, first thing I'm going to do, just so I remember, is I'm going to detach this leader. And I'm going to send that leader to Budapest. The idea being that next turn he can start to funnel a couple of strength points from Budapest over to Vienna. And then I'm going to be moving the Russians so I don't forget them. And really crucially with the Russians, Brest-Litovsk is the supply source. So I have to leave a trail of supply for them to get them back to Brest-Litovsk. I don't think it matters. It's going to matter this first turn. So this unit will attempt to force march to there. He will fail. So it could end up mattering now. Alright, so I'm going to move that unit to there, but only that far. And then I'm going to drop a strength point. And then I'm going to see if the rest of that force can force march to there. Whew, boy, oh boy. The Russians are not getting it going with the force marching. That was a shame. Okay. So now in terms of the rest of my forces here, let's see. This unit, these 2 units can, well, actually, let me start with this unit and see how far he can get. So let's see if I can get him all the way back to here. I can, okay. So then, with this unit, and this unit, I I'm going to try and get him back to there. Oh, boy, oh boy. This is just kind of crushing right now in terms of the bad forced march rolls. And then I'm going to get him to there. And then, what are my odds of getting him to there? Not great, but I'm going to give it a shot. Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to make things a lot more interesting and a lot more challenging moving forward. I mean, I would have missed that even if I'd only tried to force march the one. Okay. Well, that's it for land movement. Okay, so the French are pouring up through here. And I can retreat into cities in both of these cases. In both of these cases, I'm probably going to do it. They're likely to lose anyway, and they're only one strength point. So I'm just going to retreat them in both those cases. So let's see. That looks a bit ugly right there, for sure. Okay, so let's see what happened in these various combats. So in Venice, yeah, I lost my strength point. In Ratisbon, I lost my strength point, but at least I bled him a little bit. The French lost that badly. That one badly. Combat number 2, we'll take a look at that. And then I ended up losing battle number 1 pretty badly. So battle number 2, which was up here, that was a good one to have them lose pretty badly. I think it was a good one. Now, the reason it might not be a good one is just because now I've got to... Well, actually, I can voluntarily withdraw. And if I do that, I am not going to suffer from cavalry. So I'm going to fighting retreat. Now he has to withdraw, mandatory. So laggy when you try to do mandatory withdrawal. All right, I'm a little susceptible to attrition. It wasn't a terrible roll. Cost me a little bit, but it wasn't terrible. Got some reinforcements. All right, so we'll come back to this in a second. So first things first, this unit is going to attempt to get itself to Vienna. Cool. Now, I have to pay attention to supply lines here. So this unit, so this is 1, 2, 3 hexes away from there. So I'm going to detach and leave a unit there. And then this 5-2 is going to move to there. Hopefully move to there. We'll see. Force marching last time was kind of dire. He is going to... Let me just go back a second. 1, 2, 3. So I need to leave a strength point here also in order to get back to that. So he is going to drop a strength point there, and then he is going to rock up on the outskirts of Vienna. And then, so now, I'll need to drop another strength point somewhere. But for now, I can continue moving forward. I'll need to do it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll need to drop another strength point somewhere back here at some point. Just 1, 2, 3. Probably in Olmutz. So now when we look back here, let's see how far we can get Charles first. I'm I'm just going to move him to here. After last turn, I'm a little gun shy. There you go. See, I would have gotten much further with him. And then I'm going to attempt to get this unit here. I'm going to send him, I'm going to choose to go this way. That way, if I fail, I'll be putting up a defense in that hex. We didn't make it, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is a couple of things here. I'm going to create a detachment with, let's give 3 strength points in John. And they're going to join him there. And then I'm going to do one other thing, which is I'm going to, I don't really, like the extra leader here is not really doing much. So I'm going to, where is Mac? Grab Mac and have him head back to Budapest. And he's going to then now become kind of like in charge of organizing defenses around Vienna in just a moment. So I believe that that is everybody I can and want to move. I got guys out of supply here, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to also create a quick cavalry detachment. Cavalry can move on their own. They don't need a leader. Send that cavalry. Ooh, don't want to send that guy. I want to send the cavalry. Thank you. Holy cow, dude. Please don't drop there. What is going on? Cancel. Don't know what happened there, dude. So I'm just going to send that cavalry to there, and then that'll put everybody back in supply. They can all trace supply into there. Okay. That should be everything I want to do. I'm not going to engage in any land combat. The answer to that question is going to be yes a lot here, Napoleon's Eagles. All right, it's taking losses, but I'm not sure. Maybe it just ran combat because I didn't have any options. So we'll take a look once we come back and figure out what might have happened here. Okay, so yeah, so combat 1 and 2 didn't really go very well. Me? In either case. I'm not going to be making any additional commitments. Holy cow, he's got 28. Oh my goodness gracious. So mandatory withdrawal. He's going to lose a strength point. Cavalry, and going to lose a strength point here as well. But, you know, my force is still fighting. It's October, and I've got him kind of like, he's not really gotten to Vienna yet, or he's not attacking Vienna yet, or really threatening to yet. So that's good. So that is all for my mandatory withdrawals. All right, 1805, not better attrition roll, a couple of Russian losses, but not terrible. All right, so I got 1 strength point there. So now I need to think a little bit about what I'm going to be doing here. So I think first things first, we're going to get oh, I am not there. I have to advance the turn, go to the next, not at land movement yet. So my goal is to get units here, and hopefully they're enough for a turn that they can entrench, like this stack did there. So we're going to start. by moving this unit, this Russian unit, to there. Then we're going to move this Russian unit to here. We're going to drop a strength point to keep our supply lines running. And then we're going to move that unit I want to see what happens if I go. Huh, weird. I'll just move him to there. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. Okay, now. I think I want to leave these two units here. I'd like to keep this force bottled up to the extent that I can. So if he can kind of pour through here, and he should be able to overrun that. If I leave everybody here, he's going to be forced to fight one more turn, kind of to break through there, after which point it can become a bit of a mad retreat, I think. So, first things first, I'm going to create a little bit of a detachment here. Move that unit to there. I'm going to move this. I'll move him to there. And I'll try to get him to there. And again, as I mentioned, my goal is I'm trying to I'm trying to set up a defense here and get it entrenched. So what I'm also going to do to help that process out is I'm going to take this individual leader and move him into there. So he's going to take over control of that force. And then here I'm going to create a small detachment. We'll send that detachment back here. Why didn't you like that? What? Okay. A little goofy there, but got it done in the end. So, I've got these forces will probably be pretty overwhelmed, but they'll force him to spend a turn attacking. Meanwhile, I'll be organizing my defenses of Vienna. So that is it for land movement. I am definitely not going to be doing any land combat. Okay, so he did attack all along that front. In one case, I actually won the battle. Not bad. That was Charles there, I think. So voluntary withdrawal. I am going to voluntarily withdraw that force to there. Yep. I'm not interested in sticking around for a second round of combat. We're not committing additional forces. And then we will withdraw these units. I'm going to take some losses here for sure. But we'll withdraw them to there. And a nice orderly retreat in the face of the French. So it's winter. Good attrition roll in winter. I've lost so many units that I don't have a lot of forces left. Okay. I thought these guys would entrench, but I guess not. Maybe they'll entrench this turn. So now I can really start compacting my units. Oh, I forgot to move this guy last turn. Jeez. That's a shame. Well, we'll see if he can make it up for next turn. So we will have the Russians take control of that hex. Retreat most of the Austrians into there. We are going to have Charles in Vienna. This is going to get interesting because he should be able to break through here. Actually, that's an interesting question now that I look at this. Let me undo all of that because I can't undo that because... So maybe what I want to do here is actually leave that cavalry strength point as something of a speed bump. Just to make it a little bit harder. That's going to make a ton of difference, frankly. Let's go to there. Let's see, where did my 0 leader go? He's there, so I don't need him there anymore. So we'll take this unnamed leader. And just to be smart, we'll move him to Budapest. And if I need to, I can move a couple of Austrian units next turn, get 2 more strength points over there. Well, let's see what the French do. All right. So, not a lot of losses in one of the combats, and that would have been one of the ones, I think, in front of Vienna, obviously. So what happened down there with... I've lost my morale there, unfortunately. In the one with Napoleon, I rolled quite well. So I didn't lose anything and he lost 1. So now I got to think about this. So the good news is he can't actually reinforce this combat with Napoleon. And I don't want to voluntarily withdraw that force if I don't have to. I may have to, but I'm gonna... And now becomes less of a withdrawal and more of a fight in defense of Vienna. So additional commitment. So he's got 8, 15, 16 there. So I could commit and I could get myself up to 8. It's going to be 2 to 1 anyway. So I think I'm going to accept that that force is going to break through. Where I am going to do an additional commitment is I'm going to attempt to reinforce against Napoleon over here. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Okay. So this unit has to withdraw. They will simply withdraw into Vienna. That's probably a good sign because I only lost 1 strength point. It's probably a good sign that I got a decent result. So Napoleon's morale is down to 1. So yeah, I got a good result in that combat. actually, it looks like he just lost strength punch. I wonder why his morale is down to 1. Oh, he must have a bunch of, yeah, he's a bunch of satellites, down to a bunch of satellite units. Ooh, dear. Okay, I can't remember what we were doing here. So, I wonder what phase I'm in here. Wish there was some way. This one problem, it doesn't tell me what phase I'm in here. Oh, voluntary withdrawal. So I don't have any voluntary withdrawal I'm going to do. So counterattack. So he's broken off that attack. So that's pretty good. All right. So actually, this is the December turn. So this is the last turn of the game, and he has not taken Vienna. Sorry, I didn't even actually realize that. For some reason, I thought it was November, but this is actually the December turn. So at the end of this turn, I will still be in possession of Vienna, which means I should win the game. So land movement, just for completeness sake, we will attempt to get him all the way there. Ugh, boy, boy, I've not had good luck with that, have I? Attempt to get him all the way to Vienna. And I think with this, we should end up winning the game. Because I'm not going to have any land combat. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if I was... Were this to continue past December of 1805, I don't think it does. Those reinforcements. Oh, through December 1805, yeah. And I move second. If it were going to continue, I would probably want to try to attack here and maybe dislodge that force. But I'm at great danger of him reinforcing. So in this case, I'm not going to do it. But that would be something I would definitely think about. I'm not going to make any attack. So I should finish the game, yeah. So French player wins by preventing the French player from winning at the end of the last game turn. So anyway, you can see there, I mean, the French are going to overwhelm you eventually, but, you know, and you can see he's very spread out, so he didn't really concentrate his forces very well, at least not after the first couple of turns. But fighting that kind of like withdrawal through that Danube Valley, all you're trying to do is to slow down so that he either has only like one turn to attack Vienna or he has no turns to attack Vienna. So with that, I think that's the last probably playthrough of Napoleon's Eagles, at least the Austerlitz scenario I'm going to do. You know, I don't feel like I'm getting a great challenge from the AI. I will say it is a fantastic game system. And if they ever really make the multiplayer work better, may do some playthroughs with my brother, because we had a lot of fun, aside from the kind of like herky-jerkiness of it, playing this scenario. But if you've enjoyed the series, if you're enjoying the channel, it would be great if you could subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what other games you'd like to see us take on here on the channel or look at here on the channel. And obviously sharing the video goes a long way as well. But with that, I will say goodbye, and we will see you next time on Agility Snips Gaming Table.